What's going on, guys? Kids here. Welcome back to another PvP weapons guide video. Today I'm reviewing this basically double AXES, and the name of them is PAWS. I'll show you the best build guide for them. So let's go. The first thing is hoods. The first thing, in my opinion, always I go whenever I'm doing a review of a weapon or a build guide. Always include Hellion Hood, even if the build couldn't work. In my opinion, Hellion Hood could always work with a lot of compositions with your team. So that's why I would choose Smoke Bomb. And basically just use Smoke Bomb. I can show you the ability. Smoke bombs a decent amount of area. Everyone is silenced, and of course enemies cannot see you, so they cannot do anything to you, but you can still auto attack your enemies and see them. Then Balanced Mind, just basically go with Balanced Mind. Of course, the cheaper and the more popular version is the Soldier's Helmet, so you get that block. It's basically a 2-second defensive that by popping that block, but I'll show you the ability in a second. Everyone who's doing damage to you while in a block, basically you're not receiving any damage. The second thing is Assassin's Jacket, so in my opinion, the best thing is Inferno Shield. As well, Ambush could work with this build because if we have a deadly chop in our second W, and you could play it out with ambush, and in my opinion ambush not always works, but with some comps it could work, but with like high skilled players it will not work if they pay attention, whoever goes ambush, who's not. So just having that defensive and not risking your teammates, go with Inferno Shield, because ambush can be really easy basically reduced by just popping a demonic staff or having different abilities that reveals all enemies from ambush. So that's why, in my opinion, go with Inferno Shield. Then the Royal Shoes, always in my opinion the best shoes, still with 15-second cooldown. You could still as well use Assassin Shoes, but in my opinion Royal Shoes all the way. So we go with the jump and with the Balanced Mind. Then for potions, either I go with Poison, that's my favorite one for everything almost, except healers. So we go with Poison, or we could also go for a Resistance Potion. Yes guys, you have asked and why I don't ever include any Gigantify potions. In my opinion, they are not anymore good, and people can just make them worthless if the enemy team is smart. So that's why Resistance would be better, and making them waste a lot of damage to you if you have popped that Resistance potion. Then either way, with food we go with Omelette or we go with Stews. Both of them are good. In my case I would go with Stews to increase my damage, because the cooldowns aren't as big thing as for casters, but still it's an option. And of course, if you feel really squishy and want that extra health, go with a Sandwich. So then the weapon itself, we go with first skill, that is the Rendering Strike, but basically we just lock a target and we deal damage to them. As well, we apply a bleeding, and basically it makes other enemies bleed for 4 seconds, and it can stack up to 3 times. As well, it reduces healing gained by 10%. So basically AXES are really huge weapons that are healing reducing. Of course, Demonic Staff is only, people are saying that, basically I made one video about Carrion Collar, and I said that that's the best anti-healing weapon, and I still go by that, because Demonic Staff, yes, it reduces healing, but it has only one ability that does that, and it can be easily avoided. For example, Carrion Collar or Bear Pops aren't as easy, and you basically lock them. So that's why you could basically reduce someone's healing by huge amounts, and if the healer enemy team is not paying attention, they'll receive so less healing and they'll wonder why. Then we go with Deadly Chop. After a short preparation, it releases a heavy attack damage and targets for 600. That's in my opinion still a huge damage, and reducing the resistance by 48. Then we go with E, so that's a Razor Cut. So basically we jump towards our enemies and slash them in a large cone, dealing 500 damage while also inflicting a several bleeding, dealing 33 damage per 6 seconds. So that's basically that. I'll also demonstrate all the abilities in a second. Then we go with deep cut, that every 4 normal attacks you inflict a bleeding, so even more bleeding. Yes, this weapon does a lot of bleeding. Or if you have leveled up a bit more, either way go with aggressive rush, that every normal attacks your damage is increased, but my most favorite is that every 5 normal attacks your resistance is increased by 88. In my opinion, you use a lot of your Q and W, so you always will, a lot of times will have every 5 normal attacks. And of course so basically the normal attacks is just auto attacks, so you whenever you use Q or something that doesn't work, so that's why whenever you Q and W it doesn't matter, but a lot of times it will like be on cooldown, so it has 2-second cooldown, so then you can have your first normal attack and stuff. So with this weapon, not always you'll have it, so I would either way recommend with aggressive rush that your damage is increased, or go with the deep cut, inflicts even more bleeding to a target, and basically you just make someone so many things for them to bleed. So I'll show you how all spells work. So the first and W, both of them are stackable or auto target locked. The E isn't, so basically it's an AoE, so whenever I want, like you saw, I jumped and did a basically large area damage to enemies. Then as well, my chest piece is this Inferno Shield. Then my D is basically block, that everyone dealing damage is not doing anything to me. As well, my roller shoes jump. In my opinion, really good looking weapons, like you can see, really good looking. Really practical and really good in my opinion, because they will never expect you to do it, and you just pop your E, jump, and do huge amount of damage in a AoE circle. So either way, that's that. I really appreciate everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Click like if this was helpful. Let me know in comment section down below for any future improvements, suggestions, and future videos. And guys, see you on the next video. Peace.